back to your Tuesday tip. Today we're going to be talking about preparing yourself mentally for birth while you are still pregnant. One of the things that we always like to recommend that you guys do, especially if you're a reader, is to read a couple of good books. Jess and I always recommend and use them ourselves personally, Ina May Gaskin's Guide to Childbirth. And I like the hypnobirthing book because it just helps remind me to stay relaxed and focused on the task at hand. And it's a really great positive resource.
Yeah, birth is so physical, but it's also just as much mental.
Absolutely.
So if you can have the right mentality when you go into birth, it's going to make your hormones work better, it's going to make your birth go smoother, it's going to make you feel less pain. So another part of that is that in our society, we're surrounded by horror stories of birth, and I feel like people a lot like to share the horror stories more than the good stories.
It's true.
So surrounding yourself with positive people that see birth as a positive thing and not a negative thing is super important.
Yeah.
There's good groups for this. A group that we really recommend is Just Birth Winchester. They do free classes once a month, usually the second Tuesday of the month, and you can look it up on their website. And there are always these classes, informational classes that have to do with pregnancy, birth, postpartum, or other things that have to deal with women in their childbearing years. And there's just a lovely group of people that go to these classes that are really just a fountain of information that if you want to hear good birth stories, or they will give you positive tips for when they had their babies. And it's just so amazing how much of a difference it makes to your overall outlook for birth.
Super encouraging. And the last that we would suggest is taking a really good childbirth class.
A really good one.
A really good one, and we have a great one, and I don't just say that because it's ours. I'm telling you, I actually took it before. I used the same instructor during my second pregnancy, and it really prepared me in a way that I even wasn't for my first, even though I had already experienced childbirth before. But doing those classes helps you, reminds you what to expect and when to expect them, and it also helps your partner because they're going to be there usually, and they want to know what to expect and what's common, not only physically but mentally during each stage of labor. So I think it helps prepare you in a way that you wouldn't otherwise be.
Yeah, it's definitely a great thing. So yeah, get out there, have some positive thoughts, plant some positive seeds in your mind,
And share your positive stories too.
Yes.
And avoid the drama, guys. There's no space for that in your head right now.
Avoid the drama.
All right, guys, there's our Tuesday tip, and we'll catch you next time.